Hello, Algebra 2. We're going to go over our samples 8.4D in preparation for a quiz for 8.4D. So we're going to be writing equations of different conic sections. Those are our ellipses and our circles and our parabolas that we'll be working with today. So sample 1, write an equation of an ellipse centered at the origin with a vertex at 0, 10 and a co-vertex at 5, 0. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do for myself is I'm going to want to draw a quick sketch. This isn't a thinking bubble because it's not required, but it is probably going to be very helpful if you have that quick sketch. Going ahead and noticing that the major axis is vertical because we go up 10 and down 10, to the right 5 and to the left 5. So we can right away then determine the general form of the ellipse equation that we're going to need. Noticing that we have a major vertical axis, we'll choose the equation x squared over b squared plus y squared over a squared equals 1. Remember, for an ellipse, whichever axis has the bigger number, that's going to go under the variable for the major axis. Okay, so our next step then is going to be to start writing down our values of a and b. So a is going to be 10 from the vertex being 0, 10, and b is going to be 5 from the co-vertex being 5, 0. Then we're going to square both of those, so a squared is 100 and b squared is 25, and now we're ready to write the equation of our ellipse. So we're going to write x squared over 25 plus y squared over 100 equals 1. And so since our major axis is vertical, that's why that bigger number, 100, goes underneath your y squared. So the major axis will pair with the variable based on whether or not it is horizontal or vertical. All right, sample 2, write the equation of the parabola centered at the origin with a focus of negative 12, 0. Here I am making a sketch so I can see what's going on, so I can pick my general form of my equation. Since the focus is at negative 12, 0, that means that my parabola will open to the left because that focus will be inside. So that means I'm going to need to pick the y squared equation for my parabola. So y squared equals 4px. Again, I know this is going to be the y squared here because this focus is inside of the parabola that's opening left. So next thing to note is what my p-value is. It will be negative 12. It's going to match the non-zero number in my focus. And now I'm ready to write the equation. Y squared is equal to 4. The 4 just stays there, and the p then is negative 12. So 4 times negative 12x. So y squared will be equal to negative 48x. And I'm done with sample 2. Sample 3. Write an equation of a circle centered at the origin, passing through the point 7, 24. Here's my sketch. Even if I don't draw this sketch, I probably am going to want to, so I can see how to set up the determination of my radius, so I can get my r squared. Since it's a circle, I'm going to need that r squared because the general form of a circle is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So I have plotted the point 724. There is the coordinates of the point that the circle passes through, and I notice that I can draw a right triangle based on that point. I'll have a horizontal segment of 7 and a vertical segment of 24, and my radius then will be the hypotenuse of the right triangle that's formed from plotting the point 724. So to figure out my radius squared, I'm going to go ahead and use the Pythagorean theorem. These are the legs, 7 and 24, and r is the hypotenuse. So over here, I'm writing 7 squared plus 24 squared equals r squared. I'm going to go ahead and simplify that down to 625 is equal to r squared. And now I'm ready to write the general form of my circle equation as a specific circle. And here I am taking that general form and plugging in the specifics of my radius. So the radius squared is 625, and there's the equation of my circle. Okay, make sure that you have this information in your notes, review it, and then when you're ready, you can go ahead and move on to the quiz for lesson 8.4D, and we'll see you next time.